today the topic that we are going to do is very important in context of GS 3. Obviously, at the same time, it will be quite important for the prelim exam as well, because here in the topic we are going to actually know about the nuclear security summit. That is also one of the very important. Nowadays, we are understanding and we are witnessing a very grim scenario when it's come to the international peace and security. One side we are having the war, there is the ongoing war between the Ukraine and the Russia, and on the other hand we have Israel and the Hamas, right? The situation of international security not in good shape. So there has been scholars are now actually hinting that the nuclear arms can be used in the recent ongoing war. So we need to have a very effective and efficient security mechanism so that we could be able to actually protect the community from the weapons of mass destruction. So in that context, we have a very important organization that's called Nuclear Security Summit. So basically, this is a nuclear, as the name says, Nuclear Security Summit. So here, the like-minded country comes and they talk and discuss and try to strengthen the regime so that the nuclear weapons can be secure and and prevent from the use against the innocent civilians. So that is also very important. And when we talk about the initiator of this nuclear security summit, so here we have very important country. The country is actually United States of America. So in very recent nuclear security summit that took place in the recent year, that is 2024. So here the world leader from the 30 country, including the European Union, they talked together and talked about the nuclear energy. Nuclear energy is a very important nowadays, because country of the world has actually committed to reduce the carbon footprint. And for example, India has taken a place to become a carbon neutral net zero by 2070. So in that we need to diversify our energy, and nuclear energy is one of the biggest source, right? Though it has some sort of challenges we'll talk about later, but it is one of the most important source from which we can actually generate the energy. So therefore nuclear energy is very important. So the summit took place in the Brussels, that's European country, we need to remember, and here lies the headquarters of the European Union. So that's a very important place, right? So we need to, from the prelim perspective, we need to know the location of the Brussels, right? It is a very important country, right? Brussels, actually it's a capital of the Belgium. So Belgium is a country where this Brussels lies as the capital, right? So it emphasizes the nuclear power's role in achieving the energy security, climate goal, sustainable development. So nuclear energy can be quite helpful when it's come to the reducing the carbon footprint and the greenhouse gas emissions, right? Though carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas, but at the same time we need to actually have some sort of a very good conversation, detailed discussion, so that it can be used for the positive purpose, for the better purpose, just like climate change, energy security. So yeah, so what is this nuclear security summit? So it is an initiative by the United States of America that first time started in the 2009, and it is a global submission to check the nuclear terrorism. So nuclear terrorism is an important one. You can write this in your mains exam also. So when illegally or illicitly use the nuclear fuels or any kind of a check technology, then it might lead into the cases of nuclear terrorism, right? Till now, there are only 4 nuclear security summit that has taken place till now. So let's understand some other aspect of it. So when we talk about the aim of this important nuclear security summit, we need to know what is the aim. So the aim has some very good objective to secure fissile material from being misused. Remember, fissile material is important because this is the only material that can be used when it's come to generating the weapon grade energy from the nuclear reactors. So with energy, the uranium need to be made fissile. Fissile is a very important term. It is used as a fuel in terms of generation of electricity and also the nuclear weapons. So minimization of the use of highly enriched uranium. So remember, this is very important. So highly enriched uranium, by using this we can actually, our country can generate a nuclear weapon also. So there has been some sort of sanction against the Iran because it has actually crossed the highly enriched uranium limits that might give a probability that Iran might develop its nuclear weapon. So there has been some very strong regime, and that is checking into the Iranian nuclear program. It also proposed implementation of the improved and transparent national regulation to security at the nuclear facility. So now last time we had a news that in Fukushima nuclear power plant in Japan, there had been the instances of leakages that has actually had a very severe consequences on the environment of the and also on the human life. So we need to have a very important safeguard mechanism and proper implementation of the law so that leakages or any illicit movement of nuclear fuel cannot be done. And one more thing that is very important when it's come to the aim of the Nuclear Security Summit, improvement in the membership of the International Atomic Energy Agency. This word is important for the prelim exam. So remember the name, International Atomic Energy Agency. It is also one of the specialized agency of the United Nations. The main task of this International Atomic Energy Agency is to actually put up check kind of mechanism and secure and preserve the nuclear weapon technology from being illegally passed to some other non-signatory countries. So that's a very important regime. It actually also provided kind of supervision to the country where they are having the nuclear reactors. Like India, some of the Indian nuclear reactors are also under the supervision of International Atomic Agency. So that need to be remembered. It also has aim to reduce the final and illicit trafficking. Illicit trafficking in nuclear and other radioactive materials. So recently we got a news that some sort of nuclear material are been passing from the Indian Ocean illegally, and the Indian Coast Guard has actually confiscated those important nuclear technology that was actually going to the Pakistan. So, but it was illegal. So trafficking is also illegal. That need to be protected for the international peace and security. Yeah, when we talk about some of the previous summit of the Nuclear Security Summit and some outcomes, let's understand. But this Nuclear Security Summit is actually first time initiated by the United States of America, and its first summit took place in the year 2010. It was held in the Washington DC, United States of America, and some of the outcome, it addressed the threat of the nuclear terrorism. 47 countries participated. How many countries participated? 47, right? It also aimed to secure the vulnerable nuclear material and prevent terrorist access to the nuclear technology in the material. So these were some of the important outcomes of the first Nuclear Security Summit. When it's come to the second Nuclear Summit that took place in the year 2012, so here it took place in the Seoul, South Korea, and it's built upon the achievement of the first summit. 53 countries participated. Remember, in the first summit only 47 countries participated, but in the second summit there has been some increase, and here in 53 countries participated. Focus on the preventing illicit trafficking of the nuclear material and enhance international cooperation in that regard. So it focuses on international cooperation so that the illicit transformation and also passing of such technologies can be prevented. So when we talk about the third Nuclear Security Summit that took place in the year 2012, so you can see here after every 2 years the Nuclear Security Summit has been conducted here. So it took place in the Hague, Netherlands, right? And again 43 countries participated. It emphasized on the securing nuclear material, preventing smuggling and enhancing the cyber security. Nowadays cyber security has become a challenge for all the international peace and security as well. So by using this we can the people who are engaged in the cyber security can actually get that technology, right? So we need to also strengthen the cyber security regime. And when we talk about the fourth Nuclear Security Summit that took place in the 2016, it actually took place in the again Washington DC. This is the second time the Nuclear Security Summit that was actually initiated by the United States took place in the Washington. First also took place at this Washington DC, sorry. In that 52 countries participated, and it focuses on strengthening global nuclear security architecture. So whatever the institutions that are engaged in the nuclear security, and for example NPT, we have non-proliferation treaty, we have CTBT. So these organizations are important when it comes to the nuclear security and also prevent illicit use of the nuclear material by the non-participating country. So that these were some of the important objectives of the Nuclear Security Summit that has been actually initiated by the United States of America. But nowadays the members are also participating in it, and because we need to have a proper very efficient and strong stringent regime so that we could be able to prevent the illicit transformation of such nuclear technology to any country that is not complying with the. So we need to have a little bit, let's take a glimpse of India's status of nuclear technology in India. So till now, when we talk about the nuclear energy contribution to India energy needs, so only 3% of electricity is being generated from the nuclear energy in India. So remember, only 3%. It is very minuscule, but nowadays government of India is taking it, making good effort in that regard, because we have committed to the international community to become a net zero by 2070, and in India's Panchmitra generating 500 gigawatt by 2030 from the renewable sources is also one of the commitment that India has committed to the international community. So it is obligation on India to work in that area and alternative energy, so that we could be able to reduce our reliance on the crude oils, right? So 3%, remember. Yeah, we have one of the most advanced reactor that India is operating upon is pressurized heavy water reactor. So right now it is operational in the Kalpakkam nuclear power plant that is situated in Tamil Nadu, and it is the only power plant that is generating very high amount of energy in India. So we also have India's first 700 megawatt pressurized heavy water reactor unit, Kakra Power Atomic Power Project CAP 3, started in the 2021. So at the same time, government also planned to establish a new plants in Gorakhpur, Haryana. We have a very special reactor, Bhavani, India's first indigenous thorium-based nuclear plant utilizing uranium-233. The experiment of thorium plant Kamini is already operational, Kalpakkam. So that's a very good news and very good development when it's come to nuclear technology in India, right? So obviously we need to diversify our energy needs, and we need to reduce our reliance on the thermal power plants, because we understand the commitment and also the kind of greenhouse gas emission that come out from these thermal power plants. So this is all about the Nuclear Security Summit. Hope you like the video. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe our YouTube channel Selection IAS. Thank you.